What you are showing here is there are potential overlaps which may result in corruption opportunities. No? Kasi kung nag-overlap, nagawa na yan dati, pondohan mo ulit, saan mapupunta yung pondong yun? No? So obvious na, alam na natin kung saan mapupunta yun. So yun po ang but I think they can do it, Mr. Chairman. Well, they have to do it, because if they don't do it, then the project will just be simply removed.
Thank you, Secretary, for that. Kaya nga, it's a gap in the process. Dapat, bago nagsasubmit yung mga district engineer, meron ng technical description yung may station number na, para pag akyat sa inyo sa central, hindi na kayo maghahabol pa. No? At dapat hindi rin piniprint, hindi rin, ito yung sinasabi namin sa DBM, dapat hindi rin nilang tanggapin kung walang technical description. Kasi makikita naman natin, very, very, very general eh. Hindi mo mapinpoint kung saan, hindi mo mapinpoint gaano kahaba. Opportunity for corruption yun, kagaya ng sinabi nyo.
Mr. Chairman, just on a final point, I think, and I've been talking to people who have been here for quite some time, ito na po yung sistema eh. Nitong nakaraang, hindi lang taon to, dekada na to eh. Ito na yung sistema. Ito na, in the previous budgets, this is how it's been done. No? And thankfully, and it is how it's been done, and it is also how it has been approved by Congress in the past. So I think this is a very opportune time, and we thank the good chairman for pointing this out very clearly. And I think it is very in line with the president's objective to really clean up this system. No, clearly there are clear opportunities here, no, for corruption, but this has been done since, I don't know, time immemorial, I would think. No, so it's about time, Mr. Chairman. We would like to thank you and the committee for pointing this out. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Let's talk about clearing the system, Mr. Secretary. Let's go to the jugular. Doon po sa aming pagdinig sa Blue Ribbon, there was an instance where I asked your predecessor, what are the things that are being placed above the net? Kaya nagbo-bloat yung budget natin. He was talking about allocables, was talking about leadership and unprogrammed, and then DFLRs, which happened after the BICAM. Pangkaraniwan na yun, it's always the difference between the NEP and the GAA. I was able to calculate from what he told me at that time. I was able to summarize at least 1 trillion pesos over and above the ceilings indicated in the NEP. So, Mr. Chair, dito po sa 2026 proposed expenditure program of DPWH, nagkaroon ng revision from 880 billion ba to o million? 880 billion to only 624, or all in all 625.7 billion. So, nawala na ba yung sabi ko rito, taba ito eh. Kumbaga, Mr. Chair, sa katawan ng tao eh. 1 trillion peso additional to the ceilings already indicated in the NEP is 2 months. Parang ang sabi ko eh, taba na ng tao yun eh. Pag hindi natin inalis yung taba ng tao, di ka mamatay niya yun eh. So, ano ang presumption dito, Mr. Chair? Sa 625.7, nawala na po ba yung binabanggit natin?
Unang-una po, no, as a matter of fact lang po, ang nawala po dyan yung flood control locally funded projects at ibang mga proyekto. Pero kung ang tanong niyo po ay nawala na ba lahat ng taba? Tingin ko po, base lang po sa pinakita sa atin ni Chairman ngayon, hindi po totoo yan at meron pa rin pong taba.
So, ibig sabihin po, hindi natin talaga na i-strike yung taba ng sistema. Hindi natin siya na-address.
Kailangan pong i-address, pero tingin ko po ang pag-a-address sa kanya, kailangan simulan sa budget, pero kailangan din po simulan sa proseso kung paano nagpapasok ng mga proyekto sa National Expenditure Program.
I think, Mr. Chair, we can start by reviewing the allocations per district.
Tama po.
Nakita ko doon sa 2024, 2025, and finally 2026 budget allocation, meron kang makikita dyan, Mr. Chair, na talagang lopsided eh. Merong bigla na lang magkakaroon sa isang district as much as 5 billion to 11 billion, samantalang iba at least 1 billion. Hindi ko maintindihan yung philosophy behind that eh. Sa palagay ko, yung nakapark dyan at saka yung taba-taba dyan, nandyan lamang yan eh. So unless and until we are able to justify bakit halimbawa ang isang distrito na napakaliit compared to other districts, wala naman significant na difference yung dalawang districts eh. Pero makikita mo, 11 billion yung isa is only 3 billion. I don't think that is justified. So, kailangan po siguro nating suyurin, Mr. Chair. Hanggat hindi po natin nagagawa yon, hindi po mawala yung taba. Pagkatapos yung leadership, Mr. Chair, ako po, nagtagal po ako sa House of Representatives. Eh. Mabuti na lang, party list lang ako. Hindi ko po minamalit ang party list. Pero kaya ko lang nasasabi sa party list, naging kalakaran na lang eh. Pag party list ka po, masaya ka na sa 150 million eh. Yung inyo pong constituency is nationwide. Mr. Chair, para ka rin senador eh, pagka party list ka eh. Kasi nationwide ka eh. Pero ang budget mo, pang budget lang ng barangay kapitan. 150. Samantalang ang regular congressman, nag-a-average po ng 1B. Nasaan po yung katwiran doon, Mr. Chair? Nationwide kami, sa kagustuhan ko halimbawa na masuklian ko ng utang na loob dahil sa napakaraming botong nakuha ko sa iba't ibang panig, i-apportion ko sana. Sa 150 million, Mr. Chair, yung isa mabibigyan mo lang ng 300,000 na lang o kaya 250,000 at sasabihin sa iyo ng mayor, salamat po congressman sa binigay nyo, at least may tatayo ko na po yung kubeta na. Nakita po ninyo kung gaano po. Samantalang ang isang distrito 11 billion, merong 8 billion, merong 6 billion. Secretary, Mr. Chair, hindi ko po nakikita yung justification kaya nga ang tanong how do you allocate the finite resources of this country? Yung economist, sandali lang niyang sasabihin sa atin. Alam niyang kwentahin eh. Marami siyang variables, marami siyang parameters. Pero dito po, pag tiningnan niyo isang distrito, wala kang makikitang significant variable o indicator kung bakit mas marami ang dapat niya makuha. So let's start with that. That is supposed to be the starting point. Ang sabi mo kanina, Secretary, we should err at the side of caution. Gusto kong palitan. We should act at the side. Ayoko magkamali tayo. Not even erring. We should act on the side of caution.
Agree po, Mr. Chairman. 100%.
Itong si Vince Dizon, ayan, nilaglag. Nilaglag niya itong dating mga DPWH secretary. Nilaglag niya si Mark Villar. Nilaglag niya itong si Bunuan. Bakit nilaglag? Binulgar niya. Kung ano yung nakaugalian na pagnanakaw, napakasimple lang. Napakasimple sa kanila ang pagnakaw. Bakit? Mayroong multi-purpose cooperative na building. Itinatayo. Ngayon, yung cost ng multi-purpose building na yon, 10 million. Saan ka makakita? Mga boss, meron ding budget ng rehabilitation after pagtayo. Di ba talaga gago yung mga district engineers na to? Kasi if you have a weak leader, ganun din. Rampant ang corruption pag meron tayong weak leader. Ang baba ng peso natin, ayun, kontra dolyar. Pag weak leader, ganun din ang ekonomiya natin. Imagine the confidence of the foreign investor, yung local at foreign investor. Naglayas, nilayas sila. Dahil, anong rason? Dahil sa corruption, mga boss. Hindi ba kayo, kayong mga trolls, kayong mga vlogger ni Bongbong Marcos, di ba kayo di ba kayo nahiya sa sarili ninyo? Pinaglalaban, pinagtanggol niyo yung amo niyo porque bayad kayo? Di ba? Mga boss, di tayo patitinag dito. Dili may mahadlok na batikusin kung ano yung nakita namin. Sa presidenteng ito, nasabi na ni Marlica, bangag. Ibig sabihin nun, okay lang na magnakaw at nakawan at lulubog ang bansa natin dahil sa kanilang korupsyon. Diba? Anong pinaglalaban ninyo? Pinaglalaban ninyo dahil siyempre bayad kayo. Oh? Mga boss, salamat sa inyong support. God bless po. Ingat po kayo palagi. Mahalin natin ang ating bansang Pilipinas. Bye-bye.